What are the most common mistakes new consultants make? Most new consultants don't fail because they lack expertise. They fail because they walk right into avoidable mistakes. And what's worse, they probably don't even know that they're making them. Some of these mistakes look like progress. They look like the right next step. But in reality, they keep you stuck, they keep you frustrated, and you're left wondering, why isn't my business growing? In this video, we're going to break down the most common mistakes that new consultants make and how you can avoid them. Let's dive right in. All right, I've got a good list of mistakes that you want to avoid. In fact, we're going to discuss 9 of them. Okay, so mistake number 1, trying to scale too soon. So we're talking about hiring people or even outsourcing before your finances are stable or before you've really got systems in place. I'll give you an example many years ago when I did this terribly wrong. Okay, so this is going back about 15 years ago. I had a custom website design service that I offered at the time, and I had a client come along who needed more custom programming. Now, I'm not a programmer. I had an eye for design and I had hired some designers, but I thought, well, I'm a web design company, so I guess I need to do custom programming. So I very quickly hired 4 programmers. I hired 2 that were experts that were really seasoned, and I hired 2 more that were kind of apprentices that they could get training and have direction underneath those that had more experience. I thought I was doing it the smart way, so I hired 4 different programmers. I took on 2 or 3 of these custom programming projects, and I was just guessing, like, how much time will this take? How much budget do I need to charge? How much profit is fair? I had no idea. It was just a few weeks in and we were making progress and doing things for the clients, but it was very quick that I noticed, wow, I've gotten in way over my head. So I negotiated with my clients saying, you know what? I think it'll be a better fit for you to work directly with them. I can refer these people directly to you. And because I had some responsibility, I had agreed to help this person and I had hired these people. So I didn't want to just refund my client and fire my new team members. So here's what I negotiated. The amount that I was paying these programmers, I negotiated with my client that they would pay them double the amount. Now, they didn't know it was double, but for them, it was significantly less than what I was charging them, so they felt like it was a good deal. And even though I was technically firing these programmers, they were getting a double in their pay. So I felt like I was able to take a messy situation and clean it up a bit. But I think that's a great example of really trying to scale too soon and to take on new projects. Let's look at mistake number 2. Confusing activity with progress. You could spend weeks and months tweaking your website, fixing your logo, getting professional headshots done, and doing a lot of things to focus on your brand. You could spend a lot of time perusing LinkedIn to try and identify dream clients. You can do a lot of the work in your business. You might have heard working on your business versus working in. If you're working in your business, you're not able to work on the business, and so you're not going to be able to make any progress or actually grow the business. Mistake number 3, taking any client who will pay. So I could reference back to that custom programming project. I should have never taken that job in the first place. So that was actually a good client. They were pleasant to work with. Other times you might be desperate for income. And so there's a client that's like, I really don't want to work with this person, but I need the revenue. You got to do what you got to do. But those type of clients are not going to lead to enjoyable work. They're not going to lead to happy testimonials. Mistake number 4, not creating a repeatable process. If every client you work with, you're having to reinvent the wheel, you are providing a very valuable service, but you're burning yourself out on every single client. The opposite would be to create systems and have clients go through systems to ensure that they're getting certain results. Now, I'll just give you an example of mine many years ago when I used to do a lot more one-on-one consulting. So clients would hire me for consulting, and I knew that my time was valuable, and I knew that the consulting or the coaching that I would be providing was super valuable, and it was really draining on me. So I raised my consulting prices. I was charging $1,000 per hour, and I would sell it in 4-hour packages. So somebody would pay $4,000, and the pressure was on me because I really wanted to deliver. I'm like, how can I make sure that I'm delivering $4,000 worth of value in this 4 hours? And we might break it up into 30 minutes here and 60 minutes there. I never had a complaint. Okay, so people did respond that they felt that there was value. But I didn't feel like I was helping them as much as I could because I didn't have systems in place. Here's some changes that I made that made it a lot better for me and made it way better for my clients. I created courses for different types of clients, the different types of consulting that I was doing. Part of the struggle that I was having is when we are on the consulting calls, my clients would ask me questions and I realized, man, I answered that question in a YouTube video, or that question is answered thoroughly in my book. So I kept wondering, why are they paying me $1,000 an hour when they could just be watching a video or reading my book? So here's the solution that I came up with. I created a coaching program that included some one-on-one time, but it also included some courses, and it also included other assignments like read my book, go through this course, do these assignments, then we're going to do a call. Now the coaching package at that time remained the same price, but it had a lot more involved with it. And the time that I spent with them on the phone or on Zoom was way more valuable. It was way more custom because they already knew the info. I didn't have to train them on stuff that's repeatable. And they had already started to implement it. And then they came up with a unique problem to them that I could guide them on, and I could consult them in a way that I didn't have in my book or didn't have in my videos. The next step I took after that was actually creating a done-for-you service. So instead of just consulting them, I would take them by the hand, we would do the filming, we'd do the editing, we'd create the thumbnails, we'd launch it for them, and those clients are the ones that got the best results. Mistake number 5, overinvesting in tools and systems too early. In the beginning, you're playing this game of expenses and revenue, right? And you want to be profitable, but we really think, and we're tempted to have all these shiny tools so that we can be an official business. And so we just keep increasing our expenses. So the more overhead that we create for us, the more revenue we have to create just to break even. The sooner a business can actually get to profitable, the more likely you are to succeed. Okay, the next 2 mistakes I'm going to combine into one. So mistake number 6 and mistake number 6.5. Selling hourly consulting and not selling a specific outcome. I go into a lot more detail on this topic in other episodes on this channel. I'll link to one of them right up here. But for now, I'll summarize it by saying, when you provide hourly coaching or consulting, you are aiming for an outcome, right? There is some type of goal, especially in the client's mind. The client has a certain goal that they want to accomplish. There's a challenge that they want to overcome, or there's a goal or a target that they want to reach. That's why they're hiring you for this consulting. But the biggest mistake is packaging your services in the form of this hourly consulting or this weekly consulting. So instead you focus on the outcome. What is the outcome? You position that outcome in your marketing, in your conversations with them, in your proposal to them working with you. And then you customize the program and create systems that will ensure that they will get that outcome. Mistake number 7, underestimating sales skills. You might think that if you create an amazing high converting sales page or landing page, that'll do the sales for you and you won't have to have these sales conversations. Yeah, that's not going to happen. It's a terrible mistake waiting to happen. I'm not saying you should never create a landing page, but where you should start is have as many one-on-one conversations as you possibly can. The better you're going to get at the sales conversation and the more you're going to understand their concerns. And you're going to start making revenue in your business as these people hire you. And then at that point, you can start to experiment with a landing page. You'll see that there's going to be a drastic difference in their conversion rate. What if you have a 33% conversion rate when you talk to them, but only a 2% conversion rate on a landing page? That's pretty realistic, or it might be worse than that. It might be a 0.5 conversion rate on your landing page. Or on your landing page, you might have to really lower the price. Mistake number 8, failing to protect your time. What if these strategy sessions don't convert and you're just giving away tons and tons of free coaching and consulting? It's worth exploring why that is. You should be converting about 1/3 of the conversations that you have. And there's a lot of factors at play that can affect that. Like, where do these people come from? Did you do push marketing where you interrupted them? Or were these people that were searching for answers and you were there to answer them? And what was their experience along the way? So when they're talking to you, is it more like a cold call or is it more like a referral call? And how do you handle these conversations? Do you have any type of process that you take them through before you know that they're ready for an offer? It's so easy to spend a lot of time doing the wrong thing that's not going to help your business progress. Mistake number 9, neglecting thought leadership. So as a consultant, the best thing that you could do to grow your business and to grow the way that your potential clients perceive you as that expert is to do what's called authority marketing. And many consultants don't even consider this. They think, well, the longer I do this, as I've at this for years and years, I'll then be seen as an authority. But authority marketing is something that you can proactively do because there's people out there right now They're going to ChatGPT, they're going to YouTube search, or they're going to Google, and they're typing in questions that you have the answer for. So there's a way of finding out what these questions are. What are your dream clients searching for on ChatGPT, and making sure that they find you, making sure that ChatGPT or YouTube search recommends you. So that would be the next step in this process so that you can overcome these mistakes, but now actually start to get results. I'm going to link to another video right there. It's called What is Authority Marketing? By the end of that video, you'll have a much clearer idea of how you can actually succeed as a consultant. I'll see you there.